Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday, YouTube. It's me, the BBK. Good morning, YouTube. We are in the playhouse today. Sorry, my mute was muted. My mic was muted. Lord have mercy. Um, so I jumped up this morning and jumped in the underground, and honey, as fast as I jumped in, I jumped out. But I went back. I went back because my mother turned me on to a new site. And while I'm behind, there was still some very good information. Some new information that wasn't circulated by other places. And I see I gotta drop some of them because they're repetitive. They repeat the same stuff over and over again. So I only maybe need to keep one or two of those. But anyway, so baby, they got a hot tip in ATL, right? The boys, they got a tip. They got a snitch in Atlanta. And they told them about somebody that had a buttload of meth. Uh-huh. I believe it was liquid meth. It had not been, finished, if you will. It needed to be cooked, from what I understand. Yeah, honey, they went out to the farm. They went out to the farmhouse, out to the ranch. Yes, they went out there to the ranch in the woods. Mm-hmm. Where nobody usually cares to look anyway. But they went out there, went back in one of them buildings where the stalls was at, and baby hit a mother load. Now, I believe the lick they hit in Atlanta was said to have street value of about 1.2 billion, not million, $1 billion. But also this week, there's rumblings. I'm sorry, y'all. There's rumblings that Australia hit a lick. Now, I can't remember if Chase, what is the bank called? JP Chase? Yeah. They have shipping containers and stuff too that they use. Good morning, Aisha. Happy Sunday. Yeah, Chase, the bank group, they got shipping containers that they use too. And I believe they found about $780 million worth of meth. And I guess I'm not sure where the bank cargo ship was. But then back to Australia. See, Atlanta kicked up 1.2 billion street value of liquid meth. JP Chase had about 780 million, something like that. But Australia had 7.8 billion US dollars. $7.8 billion worth of liquid meth. Now they must have lost they basis of transportation and how they was maneuvering stuff into the states before. For us to be finding it fresh and uncooked, untouched, unbothered, it's liquid. Now just give you a little background. Generally, I apologize. I'm having breakfast. Mm, we put that down. Generally, with meth is processed, cooked. When they've figured out how they're going to move it, it resembles Coke, crystal, right? It's crystals. It it can imitate a rock. Cause see, you can have a rock in Coke, you can have a rock in crystal. Hmm. At least that's what they tell me. What are they doing with all that stuff? This is crazy. Listen, I don't know what they was planning on doing with it, but them boys they had other ideas for it, and they done stepped in and seized it. Now, in Australia, they hurry when I read about it, they hurry up and said they was finna destroy it. They was getting they had biohazard teams and whatnot together. They was getting ready to destroy it because it was too, they was talking about a warehouse. And let's see, in Australia, they had it hidden in with tiles, tiles, like tiles for your floor, tiles for your wall if you want to put them up there. But they were hidden in there. They was hidden and installed out on the ranch in Atlanta, and J.P. Morgan's was on the water. So they never got to where they was going. Now, what they're saying is that, of course, them drug dealers is hot right now. Them kingpins, them mob bosses, them cartel, they heated. They got all rage. Yeah. Because there is a whisper in the wind that there's an, let me say it this way, that there is an affiliation between a particular group and two of these seizures that I'm telling you guys about. Y'all, that's this chair squeaking. And these seizures that I'm telling y'all about. So it's kind of interesting because I also discovered that there was a GBI. I knew about the FBI. I knew about the DEA, the CIA, and the NSA. I knew about them. I didn't know nothing about GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I didn't know nothing about that. Had never heard of it. Hey, Lorraine, I used to like. See, I'm not getting notifications. You put YouTube shady like that anyway. Shit, maybe a wishy washy. A girl, a lot is going on in the ATL, and I'm trying to remember who did I just read. Oh, now I believe that was ASAP Rocky. I think I just read where that was it ASAP Rocky. I believe I read somewhere that he was gonna get time behind that gun case or that shooting that he got jammed up. Remember when they say he was involved in a shooting with somebody that they got into it with or whatever back in 2021 whatever. And we thought his friend was gonna take the fault. We thought his friend was gonna eat it all. Come to find out, not so much. Because him and Rihanna went out to Barbados, and for whatever reason, he came back early. Child, they was at the airport waiting on him. But I tell you, be snitches everywhere, and they'll tell anything for a little dime. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, okay. I remember hearing that too, but for some reason, okay. See, I wasn't paying that much attention because when it became a black white thing, I had to tune out because I'm not stable in that type of environment. So I usually evade those situations if at all possible. So yeah. But yeah, that was interesting to find out. But yeah. I said, And then now what was this latest thing? Now my neighbor wanna cut his damn grass. What was that I heard about? It was something to do with the school. It's gonna come to me in a minute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? One would think that the girls are the ones you have to watch the most because, of course, they're tender, they're sensitive, they're female, they're special. And this is not necessarily how I feel, but these are the reasons and excuses that we use when we treat girls different than we do boys, because we do. Y'all might say you don't, but we do. Aisha, girl, if you only knew. If you only knew. But yeah, so I believe he's getting time, which is gonna throw a monkey wrench in whatever Rihanna was trying to plan. Uh, what else? I'm trying to think. What else was it? He went. It's something with them kids. It's gonna come to me. It's something going on in the school with the kids now. Mm, they're trying to make it where first year college teachers can become teachers. Yes, I saw that. They was gonna help fast track them into a degree so they could start working. Okay, I'm gonna unsub and resub and see if that'll help reset my notifications because I don't have none and I checked them. I checked them before I went live. Uh-oh, yeah, upset. You know, I heard whispers that upset paid off a couple of cases. Upset been in trouble with them folks for quite some time. And it ain't never about just smoking weed in public or smoking weed while riding, smoking weed while driving. This nigga be having money and guns on him. And it's like, dude, you know better. Like you trying to test the system, is you trying to see if you can be like a Kenneth Petty? Oops. Like you can't do that Cartier and all that, and then y'all ain't spending the money. Y'all ain't putting the money where you should be putting it. You got a few ventures and businesses going on here and there, but you're not full blown like CEO over the businesses. Y'all got a lot of stakes and stuff, but y'all ain't got that kind of money like that. Yeah, sure will be. I'm gonna be looking for that. Now I found a way, a better way to check instead of checking my notifications. I go to the subscript. Why can I not speak this morning? To the subscription box at the bottom and click it, and then I just go down the list. And everybody that's live, I have a red thing next to their name, and so then that's how I be checking now. Shout out to the boss that told me about that. I had seen it before, but it just didn't stick. It's like it's better to do it that way. First year college students. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, but I be missing them at all. I don't be getting Anthony's. I had to reset for Rockwell, so I know the thing go the reset thing subbing and resubbing. I think that works just because had to do that to her. And then Anthony's, I did that for him, but he hasn't been live. He just been doing uploads. But it still shows you whatever they got. And then I've been getting shit coming down my notifications on people I ain't even sub to. What? No, a lot of those guys are in prison no longer must. Oh, really? Really? Girl, I want to tell you to put a few names in the chat, girl, so I can look it up. Oh, and I told y'all, well, we had to take that video down. But I seen a video that was allegedly of John McAfee, of McAfee virus, the McAfee antivirus program like Norton. Scott McAfee, he's the founder and owner, CEO of that. He had allegedly, it was reported that he had hung himself in a Spanish jail. I want to say this year. Hmm. And now a video shows up. Now I don't know. It could, I done seen so much funny stuff with the computer and computer generated graphics and having all these things on you and being in front of a green screen, and I've seen so much that I don't know what's real and what's fake. But I will tell you that he was in a what he called a fire day, and he was old school. He had like aluminum foil and stuff all over the room. It was crazy. He had uh, uh, hacker spacker or something blocker where no signals couldn't get in and no signals couldn't get out, which means he hid. Um, it was crazy. And then I saw a picture of Jeffrey sitting next to him. I thought, I, I, I don't like people playing in my face, and I'm finding more and more of that. So it's hard for me to know if it's believable or not. But if it's in the underground, I have to believe it, because if it was above ground, shit would get real crazy around here. And it appears that the truth is what'll make people get crazy. So they're not really ready. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Um, what else did I see? Wait a minute, let me go look because I left something up. Wait a minute. Okay. So my numbers was off. I had my numbers in the wrong place. At Atlanta, well, excuse me, they didn't say Atlanta, but it was Georgia. In Georgia, down at the ranch that I was telling y'all about with the building with the stalls, where they found it was 7.8 billion. US, that's U.S. street value. So Georgia had the biggest haul of what came out. Now there's also Rio and Brazil. Rio and Brazil, they just found a lot of cocaine over there supposedly. So I did also hear something about manifestos being found, but I haven't found it on the internet anywhere. Um, I haven't looked hard just because if I felt like if I was gonna find it, I would find it in the underground. Um, but here's what bothers me about that. If you come out and tell me that you done found somebody's manifestos, and not a manifesto where the guy that or the guy or gal that wrote it then already went out and committed the deed. I'm not talking about a manifesto that you found after the fact. I'm talking about a manifesto pre-attack of something that has not happened yet. If it's true that you have found those and that person is still walking around on the streets and something like that happens, I know we'll probably never know about it because none of y'all gonna admit that you lied or that you didn't tell something or that you hid something. But it's gonna be harmful because they say that they had to create in the JAG community. They created a new group for the petty people, and I thought to myself, y'all got a whole bunch of them. Don't seem to be working though, right? I keep reading, and it says something along the lines of, well, a lot of them have been getting off. They've been getting a get out of jail pass. So we ain't really been caring nothing about that. We've been caring about people being traitors or treason, or you're doing something against humanity, something like that. That's mostly been their category of choice because that's about America, right? But most of those that's been getting a get out of jail passes could be connected to a lot of those that didn't get no pass. They got jammed up. So I don't know. But I just thought Atlanta seems to be the center of a lot of stuff that I haven't heard on the news when I go looking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is, but it's so fogged and shaded and padded with distractions. Oh, they're in the industry. It's an industry distraction. Oh, she's in the movie. It's a theater distraction. I'm listening and doing yard work. Oh, okay, baby. Thank you. Yeah, it's always padded in something. Like these little tiffs and these little beefs with these people in the industry. Child, it's a distraction. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. I hear people engage in conversations that appear that they are awakening or awake, right? And that they know what's been, hidden in plain sight. But then I turned around and I heard him go against DeSantis. Now DeSantis is the rep for Florida. He running Florida down there. And I done seen little memes and little gifs and little things on social media that seem like they're foretelling him to be a candidate for 2024. You know, so but DeSantis is down there. It appears following what Donald's administration put out, and he is in the same mindset and supports Donald and what he's doing. And I don't think people are. It's almost like, well, whatever he doing or saying it, I ain't going. I ain't with it. It ain't real. I'm not. I'm not interested because I don't like him. instead of looking at what it is he's fighting against and who he's fighting against and why he's fighting against them. So I found that out this weekend. That was kind of that was very interesting too. Yeah, that was really interesting. So opiates are still, making a comeback. They've had an opioid problem for decades. Um, it seemed like the games changed in the new millennium, and they started, adding stuff and taking away stuff and modifying stuff and substituting stuff. Now, when they mix drugs, so nowadays you don't know what you really getting, you know. And I kind of like how they're starting to merge the influences together on social media. Like you might see the Scott family and the Hall family. Well, I hadn't really seen one Scott, the white Scott family. I've seen them merge with others, and Ming and the Hall family, and a lot of different families that I watch. On some black families. Those influences are starting to come together and do more things together, and I like that. But on the flip side of it, I also see them as being segregated in a way. They're put into a category and they're grouping them all together. And and another conversation that I overheard and I ended up engaging with is that technology is scary to some, and I'm feeling the heat because you get all these new gadgets and they work for you and they you like them and they do all of the things that you want them to do, but you don't see the flip side of it. Hmm. Hmm. So yeah, it's you get these you got cameras, the cameras for your laptops and your cell phones and your smart TVs and all of the things, but you're so caught up in vanity, right? Because you want your audience to see what you're doing and saying, that you forget the fact that somebody can be looking at you through that camera. You know what I'm saying? So now when you look at it that way, you add to all of the other contraptions that have cameras and are a camera affiliate or fingerprint or whatever. Then you go to your vehicle. Well, it was wonderful. Oh my God, it was the best thing since sliced bread to have GPS on my vehicle. Yes, I don't always have to depend on my phone because I can't, sometimes I don't get a good signal, da 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 da. But it's also letting motherfuckers know where you are all the time, like getting your patterns, watching your patterns, your behavior, how long you stay at a particular place. They predict where you can be, what day you're gonna be there. It's crazy. And now you got, and mine don't have the camera the cameras so that it help you reverse. I don't need no help reversing. What do I need a camera in my car for you to be looking at me, and you can be able to take over my system and talk to me and say that's anybody, any hacker person. So yeah, when you start looking at it that way, it gets a little scary because yes, I continue to see all of these movies where they become transformers and decepticons and autobots and all of the things and your microwave get up and try to stab you. And to some degree I believe some of that stuff. I know it may sound weird, but if you've seen some of the things that I've seen, it's yeah, yeah. You've seen some of the things that I've seen. And yes, now I definitely question a lot. But I think the mitigating factor for me now is that if you're not on the internet and I have to see you underground and it's a reason that you're hidden, it's a reason why that information is only found deep. Yeah. So I don't have to look too hard. I don't want to. I don't want to draw attention. I don't want to do any of those things. But yeah, I still want to know. I want to go. And then I just seen a video, and the video had Chelsea and Killer in it. I just started laughing. I started laughing. First thing I wanted to think about was, I wonder what year did they actually film this little thing? What year was it? Y'all playing like it was, this week. It was last week. It was this month. We know better. Oh shit, wait. Yeah. Yes. Monitoring you. And then you wonder why when you go to look up restaurants, the first ones that really come up instead of what you got a taste for is really the ones that they anticipate you're going to drive by, or they have the best ratings, or something, but they're predicting you, they're studying us. So then when it come down to watching the movie Terminator, and how they was all into this technology, and then the computer system turned around and had a mind of its own and decided, hell, they didn't need us, and they took over. I believe that that's definitely something. Microwave try to stab. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Kiki. Because you remember on one of those Transformer shows when the Autobots the Autocons had been accepted. Uh, well, I can't think of his name, but he came through, and they flew through and emitted a signal or something, and all of the appliances and electronics woke up and started trying to go after people. It was crazy. The soda machines, damn soda machines will grow legs and arms and shit. Girl, damn cameras will grow legs and shit. It was crazy as hell. Yeah, I believe it'd be some reality in that. So, and then I saw a movie, and I can't. I've been really enjoying the movies I've been watching lately, but it ended up again being with some kind of virus that got loose and created zombies. It had Brad Pitt in it. He was looking real good, so I think this might have been an old movie. I was trying to tell you out of the World War Z ends, or something like the War the World Z ends, something like that. But and he had to inject himself, and they thought he was going to turn into a zombie, and he ended up, they couldn't smell him, he didn't stand out to them, and so he ended up creating a noise because they were attracted to noise. They all went running past him, and he walked right out and went on back to where he had to go. And of course they gave him an antidote and cured him, or gave him something, and then they created an antidote, da da da. But it was like, damn, there's so many more zombie movies coming out. And then I'll never forget. I'll never forget when we went on an adventure and went over to the CDC website, and they had a whole page about zombie apocalypse and what to do. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? What? So, you know, and then in the what do you call it? In the very beginning, when they're doing the graphics, and they're leading into the movie, one of the graphics was they were showing people walking around with a covering on their face, and then it showed um showed a covering on their face. Hang on a second. Okay. Mm-mm. Let me read that again. Trying to decipher with the robot. And, okay. What was that? Robot and I. Is that the one I think with Will Smith? Was Will Smith in that one? 13 during the chess tournament. 13. It ain't 12 chessmen. Oh, I can't. I need help. I can't break it down. I know you trying to talk it. Think you trying to tell me something code. I can't get it. I need help. But yeah, let me. Oh, oh, in real life, robot crushed his fingers. Oh my. Mm. Yeah. 7.8. I just want to go back to Atlanta. I shouldn't tell that lie Atlanta because I don't think it was in Atlanta, but Georgia. Because they was out on the ranch. So if they was out on the ranch, they was probably outside of Atlanta. But $7.8 billion is a lot of money. I just want to go back to that just real quick. Google it. Okay. Okay, wait, let me take a picture. Okay, am I back? Okay. Girl. And y'all's intention was to cook it up and get it ready and put it on the streets. Now they said, like I said before we got off track, the people that belonged to, the people sending it, the receivers, they all up in arms right now, baby. And it has been reported, it was reported that there have been some arrests made. Now, believe me when I tell you that it's all connected because if you watching Sally and they watching Sally and Sally mama and Sally's sister, somebody watching Sally boyfriend, Sally daddy, Sally's girlfriend from the job, everybody watching, so everybody gonna start talking and working together. And remember, the Georgia League, they had a tip. They received it was reported that they received a tip. It's a snitch in the house. It's a snitch in the house. So any of you meth heads out there looking for some dope, seem like Georgia's the place to go. They may have a little backlog right now, but that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. Yeah, they a lot of that is happening and a lot of people are getting rescued from trafficking and I like it. I like it. It's good to hear. What I would really like to hear is what has happened with all of those children that were rescued. How many of them found their parents or went back to their parents or their guardians? How many of them were put in foster homes? How many of them are being held somewhere because they ain't got nowhere to take them? How many of them are back into the trafficking field? I just would like to know because y'all seem to make a big hoo-ha about finding them, but nobody don't ever know what happened after you so-called found. They got to go somewhere. They got to go somewhere. I don't hear y'all talking about no task force where y'all fingerprinting all these kids, running them through the National Child Database, trying to see how many of them was missing and get them. I don't hear nobody doing no stories on those. Nobody. But what we're seeing, and I can't remember, we had to take this video down tonight. But what we are seeing, and we're seeing more evidence of the traffickers working amongst us. You guys have seen the TikToks, the videos, the boomerangs, and whatnot showing where they put zip ties on the people's door handles. Uh-huh. That's letting the trafficker know that this person is vulnerable. This is an easy lick right here. They all working together and look webbed the network, all connected somehow, some way. The man said he was going out there finding the zip ties on his daughter's car. He was cutting them off, throwing them away, not thinking much of it. Kind of strange. Finally, he after about the third time, he asked his daughter, was she putting them there? She said, no. He was going out there finding them in the morning. You know, you get up and get your coffee and you walk around, go outside, and uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Right, because we've had quite a few areas where families were displaced, and I'm sure kids got lost. But ain't why ain't nobody talking about it? Somewhere, why ain't somebody talking about it? Yeah, he said after that third time, he happened to say something about it. I think in speaking, and they found out that that's what they use to let other traffickers know, if you sitting out somewhere, you pull up in a parking lot, and you here for that very purpose is to commit that, and you see a zip tie on somebody's thing, get yourself set up, parallel or close by on that car, and wait and watch and see who come to the car, and bam. Somebody sent me a video, and I don't think I saved it. I'm on my phone and I can't play it right now. They got you leaving them on your door handles and stuff. And here's the real kicker thing. If you walk up to your car and you see if you walk into your car, which you should already be able to have some sort of view of your driver door before you get to the car. If you're walking up and see a zip tie on it, you should keep walking, walk right on past the car and call the police and have somebody to come in, escort you to your car and make a report. Then you need to start getting yourself prepared. Start talking to people and notifying people where you at, during the week, every day or whatever. If you're going somewhere, call somebody on the phone, whatever. Do something, set yourself up so that somebody will be, expecting to hear from you or talk to you because you've been targeted. And you should take that very seriously. You should take that very seriously because and just as a matter of saying, if you think about it, you're hearing more about rescues, but you're not hearing as much about people that are going missing. You may catch a story here or there, but you're not hearing as many stories that equates to the number of kids that are being rescued. See, if my child had disappeared at some particular point and made it on the National Child Database, and I see on the news that they just rescued 2,200 kids or whatever, child, listen, I'll be down at that police station so fast. Where's my child? My child been missing for 16 years. Do you have him? Is he here? Well, the paparazzi outside gonna catch me outside on, because I'm gonna be like, listen, have anybody seen my child? Then I'm gonna end up being on the news. And then that story is gonna hit. And people are gonna see it and watch it, and other people are gonna start digging and looking into it and start questioning and using the Freedom of Information Act to get those records from the police. And then people gonna start. Now, it's one thing if they've already started doing that and they stuff just getting scrubbed from the internet, right? But if it's not happening, maybe it would prompt a new project. Over there in I want to say Belgium. I don't think it's Belgium. In another country, they're doing quiet protests for pro-life, and the women that are leading the protests have their babies in strollers. They're leading the protests, and other people got their kids and stuff out there in the protest. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Good for them, and they're protesting them, standing up for what they believe in. I, support that. Support your movement from afar. All of that. But let's not get crazy, because remember, the people who you are protesting against are the people that already don't give a damn about a child. See, so let's not get crazy and start bringing the family out here, bitch. No, no, no. Let's don't do that. Because the people that you riding against, they don't give a fuck. And to drive a speeding car or speeding cars, trucks, minivans, RVs, whatever you want to call them, to speed down the middle of the street with these people and these kids will be catastrophic. But remember who you up against. See, it's okay to go out there. Y'all grown folk, go on out there if you want to and support. And then women that want to be on the front line or want to be the first to go with them babies, honey, let them get on the front line to be the first to go with them babies. But you always have that in the back of your mind. It's about the babies, right? It's about whether or not you can stop a life, take a life, end a life, reverse life, whatever you want to call it. That's what it's all about. If you have that right, or if nobody should have that right. See, you got to be careful, because when you start stepping into God's yard, see, God, God is the Almighty that makes those decisions. It ain't no we, he, she, or them. It ain't no organizations. It ain't no departmental or no government programs. Bitch, God has a plan for it all. So when you start stepping in trying to take over something that he didn't gift to you, then you're already out of order. So, a natural citizen, civilian right is not yours to give or take. So, anyway, child, they doing a lot. But get into these schools, get into the PTA, sneak up on the school, make an appointment with somebody, make your way to the classroom, see what's being taught, bitch. Peek in the windows if you got to, see what's being taught, what's being presented to your kids. Talk to your kids when you pick them up. Ask questions about what happened in school today. Get them to open up and tell you what they saw. To see if they see something that shock them. This the last comment I see in the chat, just so you know, in case y'all talking. This the last thing I see. Y'all know how stream y'all can be. If they see something that shock them and make them go, ooh, what is that? When you ask that question after school, they gonna be excited to tell it, and they gonna tell it. Oh, they gonna tell it. They gonna tell it. Raise them up in the way to talk about what happened at school, the new stuff, so that you can explain it. Try to give it some sensibility. Hey, Candy Cane Love Bug, how you doing, babe? It gives you a chance to come behind whatever it is that they done showed them, whatever they done told them, whatever they done taught them, whatever they want them to memorize. It gives you a chance to either explain it and support it, or go up to the school tomorrow and shut that shit down. You can't fight what you don't know about. And they're not openly telling you about a lot of changes because they didn't want to be met with opposition. They didn't want to hear nobody say, no, I don't agree with that. And that makes it a big, open, public, nasty fight. They don't want that. So get in tune with what's going on at your kids' school. If they having a bake sale, a pizza party, if they having whatever they having, go up there and see for yourself. Because sometimes you have to put your foot down right then and there. Like you could not have my child up there, ages 4, 5, and 6, on the stage, and then one of the main attractions of the play come out and she half naked with her ass cheeks out with a thong up between the crack of her ass out in front of no 4, 5, and 6-year-old kids. You don't do that. See, that would be the time I would be that mama, that grandmama, that auntie, that cousin that'll get right up out my seat, walk right on up there, grab my baby or babies, and march right. I wouldn't give a fuck nothing about the play. We leaving. This is not appropriate. So you already know. I'm letting everybody know without saying a mumbling word. This is a whole nonverbal transaction. What I'm talking about here. Nonverbal. I ain't got to say a motherfucking thing when I get up and go up there and fuck up your play and get my kids, cousins, nephews, nieces, whatever, and roll them on up out of there. You already know we finna go to war. You know we finna go to war. See, I didn't say nothing, but the ones that's coming back is gonna be the mamas and daddies coming back, the aunties and the uncles and the cousins and the other parents and the parents from the neighborhood. So we're gonna bring all of them when we come back. We're gonna have a problem with what you just did here. Hell, they might be waiting outside when the play is over with to grab one of y'all ass up. How dare you? Because you didn't mention any of that, you would have somebody strolling up through here with their body half out in front of these kids. And if you not there, you don't know. You may hear about it later on, but you ain't got the facts. You didn't see it for yourself. Oh yeah, Henry recorded it. Henry. Oh yeah, Eric did too. And what is Henry and Eric doing with the recording? What are they doing about the situation? How do the other people feel about it? It's up to you though, child. All I can do is tell you. So yeah. My Sunday consists of me doing absolutely nothing. I did all that I needed and wanted to do on Friday night and Saturday. I don't have no laundry to do. I don't have to do my hair. My hair is it. I do need to cook something. I take something out, cook later, but it'll be something that I can put in the oven, put in the crock pot. Um, yeah, what y'all got planned for the day? It's a beautiful day. It's still early, so it's not hot yet. Yeah. Well, listen. I'm glad y'all stopped through to chit chat with me today. Atlanta, the girl said, they not Atlanta. It's a snitch in Atlanta. I'm gonna call Anthony. We need to put us a beat together so we can put something together, some funny, because I think that is really funny. Atlanta's on the map, $7.8 billion in drugs, baby. That's a lick. I ain't heard of them hit a lick like that in California. But listen, y'all be blessed. Shout out to all my bosses. Y'all are amazing. I love y'all. Have a good day and ciao, Bella.